Good delivery on this occasion from Pawan. Has come out to bowl for the first time in this match. Pawan was magnificent with the bat. He scored an absolutely blistering knock leading from the front, but now he's got the ball in his hands. This time around played towards the deep square leg region. Well, Shimoy, what do you reckon of that particular knock which we witnessed from Pawan earlier in the day?
It was beautiful. It was not overhitting or slogging, but it was proper cricket batting, because the way he played the deliveries, he was not looking to hit every ball up in the air, and when you try to play it every ball up in the air, this happens to you. And the fielder is toying with my script there. It felt like I was going to make a beautiful script when he takes the catch, but then drops off a sitter.
An absolute sitter being dropped there. Should have been taken. Will be very, very disappointed. As you mentioned, Shimoy, it was not just overhitting of the cricket ball or trying to hit it too hard. It was proper cricket. It was intelligent cricket, most importantly. Choosing the right deliveries to hit, hitting it in the gaps, respecting the good deliveries, and yet getting that big knock. And the last catch which was dropped, Pawan will be very disappointed with that effort from his fielder. Uses his feet once again. Ritesh will only get a single. In the context of the game, as far as the required run rate is concerned, so far a good over from Pawan.
Honestly saying, I'm not very happy with the effort of Yash Tunge. I hope he proves me wrong, but then 18 of 19, when you are the set batter, does not look good. And when you're chasing 253.
Goes downtown, but I don't think it has got the distance and the power. Will only get him a single. He'll keep the strike, Yash Tunge. At the halfway stage, they are 122 for 2. There he is, the captain, Adarsh Bothra. Got off to a very good start, but will be disappointed of not being able to convert it into a big 100.
And maybe let's just have a watch at the innings of Adarsh. There was a beautiful power hitting show by Adarsh, the way he was knocking every delivery. Well, you cannot say it was the most eye-soothing innings, but then he did his job for his team.
Yeah, he played his part in this particular run chase, to be very honest. Of course, couldn't convert it into a big 100, but played some humongous shots. And most importantly, laid the platform which was needed. But after his wicket, somewhere down the line, the brakes have been put on this particular run chase. And that is what happens when you are chasing in excess of 250 plus. 1 wicket or 2 wickets, and then suddenly there is pressure on the upcoming batters. And it was because of Pawan Shah's innings, 134 of 59 deliveries. And of course, Harsh Oswal as well, 57 of 28. As a result of which, the MCC are chasing 253. Adarsh Bothra, in reply, the captain scored 77, a magnificent knock of just 32 deliveries. Sachin Pawar got out early. after scoring 11 of 4. But at this point, it is up to Yash Tunge and Ritesh Kusumade to stitch in a partnership and also tong the ball around to keep the run chase alive. So far, Sohan Jamale has been successful in picking up a wicket.
And we are all set to start of the 11th over. It is going to be Neil for the first time in this innings. He has been pulled away. And the fielder doing a missed field. This is not expected at this level of game. When you are playing in front of such a big crowd, and I say a big crowd means that the whole world is watching you, you have to make sure that you are always pinpoint.
Whether or not the whole world is watching you, this is not acceptable in cricket, to be honest, Chimoy. These are basics. You need to stop this. And you are giving 3 runs for free to the batting side. And remember, you might well have 252 runs in your bank. But the chasing side has started off really well. And if you give freebies like these, you're asking for trouble.
Well, charity might be a good karma in real life, but in cricket, if you give away charity, it will just haunt you at the end.
We'll have to wait and see if it comes to haunt them. But whether or not, at the end of the day, it is sloppy work which needs to be improved. And I strongly believe that it is high time for at least one of these two to make a move here. The overthrow will give them that run which they were trying for. But at least Yash Tunge has to make on a move here. He's been there in the middle for 21 balls now. Has taken enough time. It's time to swing your bat.
Well, to be honest, the singles and doubles won't hurt the Pune Bappas. Because, as we speak, the bowler delivers a wide delivery. Because the singles and doubles will just take you to at max 10 runs per over. And at 10 runs per over, you won't be bothered.
That's gone high in the air. Fielder getting underneath it. It's the bowler himself who has dropped it. Ran a fair share of distance there. Wasn't easy, of course, under the scorching heat to make sure you have your eyes on the ball till the very last. But you need to take catches like these if you want to win the match. Have a look at it once again. Went high in the air. Ran all the way. Did the right job till the very last. But at the end couldn't hang on to it.
And the batter will just find himself very lucky there. This time tapped away. They'll run for the single. And hope there's a misfield maybe. And with this, it is the end of the 11th over. Ritesh on strike as Pawan is going to bowl his second over. Slower delivery. The right thing to do. He knows it well because he has played a big knock. He was there throughout the 20 overs and he knows what will work in this pitch.
I think he's one of those bowlers who bowls in that range of 120 to 130. Pawan Shah. And the kind of bowler you need on this surface where it is already playing pretty slow. Right arm medium pace this time around. The fielder, has he taken it? No, he hasn't. But it was a spectacular effort. He was struck very hard in the deep by Ritesh. This was also the replay of the drop catch from the bowler in the last over.
And Pawan just reminds me of one certain bowler. It was Rajat Bhatia. He used to also bowl slow, not giving any pace to the batters. The batters had to make sure that they get enough bat to take it to the ropes. And Pawan is trying the same thing. And to be honest, in this pitch, if we just keep it slow, do not give anything to the batters, they will struggle. Yash Tunge, not the best of the innings.
They've dropped 2 catches so far. The Pune Bappa. Yes, they might have a lot of runs behind them. A lot of runs which gives them that cushion. But you don't really want to have that kind of a day in the field.
This time, cut hard. In the gap. In comes the fielder. Stops the boundary. Last ball of the 12th over. Pawan, who has bowled pretty well. And this time, proper placement from Yash Tunge to get it to the ropes.
Was hit in the gap, hit fine, and gets a fine boundary to finish off the 12th over. 140 for 2. Since the wicket of Adarsh Bothra, things have slowed down for the MCC. Strikes it down the ground. That will run away towards the fence. That was struck with power from Ritesh Kusumade. But they'll need a lot more of these hits if they want to reach closer to what is a daunting task. But nevertheless, was a very, very good shot. Have a look at that stance from Ritesh. With that, we also have a change in the comm box as Shimoy takes the well-deserved break. And joining me for the first time, in fact for the second time in this run chase, is Cable.
Thanks, Yash, for the welcome. It's an appeal and Ritesh will have to walk back. At times, Yash, when you come into the comm box, 6s are hit. And this time, when I came into the comm box, it's a wicket. Ritesh departs for 17 of 14 balls. Have a look at that again. Maybe ball just staying low on that occasion. It was high backlift from the batter, and I think he knew it. The way after he had hit it, that he has nicked it the inside edge this time, and things are now turning into the bowling team favor. I think when you and Shrima were in the comm box, we were discussing about the start, that what kind of start that can make the difference for when you are chasing this kind of total 250. And I think these wickets are slightly turning the game into Pune Bappa's favor. Yash.
Of course, these wickets have turned the tide around, and now it will be very difficult for MCC to chase this down. There's no doubt about it. No. Went on the back foot, but will not fetch him any run.
Aditya Ranchur is the new batter, maybe playing for the first time. We have seen different names. I think one was look at that from Aditya. He dislodges that one. into the practice nets. And 6 to start off his innings. And right now, I think it's 150 is also up with that. And I think this game is not over yet, Yash.
Well, he has made a statement from that particular shot that he's not going to shy away from hitting the biggies. And they'll need a lot of these biggies coming their way. But Aditya Ranshur, he started off this tournament for himself on a good note.
Another one. Will it be? This is a 4. And they both fielders long on and both long off. Could not stop that. And that is also the end of the over. 14 from it and a wicket. And after 13, it's 1-5-4 for 3. Sorry, have to wait for that one. And I think interesting point made by you. Yash in between the overs. And look at that. Wait for a while because Yash is in the mood. How about that one? I think it was pitched in the full length. And Yash gave it the treatment it deserved. I think it's more about the timing and the placement for this one, Yash.
Well, it was high time that Yash Tunge got in the groove. And on the last ball in his area, and he dispatched it for a maximum.
Pawan, under pressure. Up in the air. And keeper takes the catch. And Yash. The fielder is there. And with that, Vijay also gets off the mark.
He started off really well, as we spoke about a while ago, with that knock from Adarsh Bothra. Then Yash Tunge tried to chip in a few. But the problem with this kind of a run chase is that you need to keep up with the tempo continuously. And when you lose wickets, in clusters, it always gets difficult. And Pawan Shah was brilliant with the bat and now with the ball as well. doing the job for his side. In fact, he is the captain, so leading from the front. Lost the toss today. And he utilized that opportunity completely.
Last ball. And it's an outside edge and will run away for the 4. And Aditya gets his third boundary. He hasn't taken any single yet.
On this occasion was trying to hit it on the onside, went towards the deep third man region, but it doesn't really matter because it did fetch them 4 runs. After 14, they are 165.